Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Kaba Ilco number 7015 CE8-26D. This is a satin chrome rim cylinder from Corbin Russwin in a Corbin Russwin L4 keyway, which is a very common and typical, the common and typical keyway from Corbin Russwin, although they have scores of keyways. Is going to include a typical cylinder collar that you may or may not use. You will certainly use it if you're installing this onto, say, a rim-mounted deadbolt, a night latch, things of that nature. But if you're going to use it in perhaps an exit device trim, it's unlikely that you'll actually use this because generally that exit device trim might incorporate part of the head of this. So you may not use it. You might, but it's included, obviously in a complementary finish. This is going to include, of course, the mounting plate and the two breakaway screws that are necessary. You would drill 1.25 inch hole through the door for this, install that down, then your two screws, and they're breakaway because out of the box, this rim cylinder will handle door thicknesses from 1 3/8 to 2 1/4, depending on how you cut those screws. If it's 1 3/4 door, which it likely is, you're probably going to have to nip that one end off. You don't want to just try to bend them with a plier because you'll certainly bend the screw. You want to carefully cut it at that break point that's there. Okay, so two of those screws, and they're going to go right into the tapped holes in the backside of the solid brass cylinder body. Now this is the new version of the Kaba Ilco rim cylinder, where it has the threaded cap installation, and it will have a standard fixed tailpiece, flat bar style tailpiece. This is the 862B tailpiece, and you can buy those separately as well should you need tailpieces alone. But you'll also get the 862L tailpiece, which has a lazy action, meaning that you can use this onto a lock that would require a lazy action on the tailpiece. Lazy action would be this. Imagine if you used that rim cylinder in a case where you were needing to lock a deadbolt, throw the deadbolt, the key goes in, throw the deadbolt, but then bring the key back to vertical and pull the key out. A fixed tailpiece like this would not allow for the key to rotate backwards without pulling back the latch bolt. That lazy action with the pie cut prep on the bottom of the tailpiece allows that to occur, and that's a lazy action tailpiece. So you may use that if you have a deadbolt installation. Obviously, two keys are going to be included. They are original look-alike key blanks, L4 keyway, solid brass cylinder. I mentioned that earlier. The housing and the cylinder plug are all solid brass, and the takeaway for the client is solid brass, being an architectural metal, allows the factory to obtain very nice and tight machining tolerances when they manufacture the pieces. The translation of that is a very smooth, predictable, and reliable, long-lasting installation that you'll have with a cylinder from Kaba Ilco like this. There is a confluence of quality and value at the Kaba Ilco cylinder line. It's high quality and excellent value is the bottom line. It's going to be available in an astounding variation of finishes, keyways, tailpiece combinations, lengths if it's a mortise cylinder. You can even do rim cylinder thumb turns as well. There's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Kaba Ilco products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's product catalog, their website, in addition to all the products that I've mentioned. If you were to open the catalog that's called Brass Cylinder, you will see just how exhaustive their offering is in terms of rim and mortise cylinder types. Again, every conceivable finish, common keyways, tailpiece combinations, lengths. They can even do custom keying in the factory as well should you have a need for them to do master keying or grandmaster keying sorts of cylinder work. So keep that in mind should that sort of need be required on your job site. You might have a large project where you need 100 cylinders and you need them keyed alike in groups, or master keyed and then grandmaster keyed, or just simply all keyed differently, or maybe all keyed alike. They can do that. We can order it from the factory that way, and it's certainly a easier, better way to order your cylinder so that you're not incurring the additional after cost of key work. The item is specifically 5-pin There are 5 cuts on that key, making it a 5-pin key. Now, the link to the product catalog is important at this point, because what we want to be able to do is to determine if it's drilled for 6 or 7 pins, and we're going to take a look at that right now. I've pulled up the link to the product catalog and did a search function on the 7015 product. Okay. Now what you're going to find there is, if you were to search that you are going to get a 5-pin key, but the cylinder is drilled 6-pin. And that's important to know, because if you had some cylinders that were, or a requirement that were 6-pin, potentially, but you were pinning them 5, just know that the cylinder's drilled for a 6-pin key blank. Or if you know that you're doing only 6-pin L4 keyways, you would want to order the 7016 version. Now, per the catalog, the 7015 that you see here, this is properly called the 7075 with the screw-on cap on the back. But because this is a relatively new evolution of the type of cylinder, the boxes are being marked 7015, and they're coming out as a 7075 because they're really literally phasing out all of the clip-on style rear retaining system that they would have with the original 7015. Okay? I'm partial to Kaba Ilco. It's not only because of the high quality product nature of the product line, but it's excellent customer service and technical support. And when you compare what it will cost to get a solid brass cylinder from Kaba Ilco to what it would cost to get an OEM cylinder from a major lock manufacturer, the decision is quite simple to make. Okay? If you have any questions on the Kaba Ilco 7015 and a CE keyway, which is a Corbin Russwin L4 with a number 8, and that's the tail piece, 26D is the finish, and then anything after that refers to the keying options. This happens to have been marked a box KA2 because the client wanted 2 cylinders, and he wanted all or both cylinders to be keyed alike, and therefore he'd have a total of 4 keys. Any questions on this or any other Kaba Ilco product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.